Are you tired of feeling like you have never enough time to build a successful coaching business? Friend, I get it. I have a million kids and a million things going on. You are just as busy, and I want you to know that you can build a successful business in just 10 to 12 hours a week. I know it sounds crazy, but I promise you can. Hey y'all, I'm Bonnie. I have been an entrepreneur for over 10 years. I'm a mom of 10 kids, and now I'm a business coach helping you launch and grow your business even amidst the crazy busyness of your own motherhood journey. So here's the reality. 40 hours a week is an arbitrary number. Somebody somewhere was like, you know what? I think we should work 8 hours a week for 5 days a week. Sounds like a great idea. And the corporate types were like, oh yeah, let's do it. Meanwhile, the rest of us are like, wait, 40 hours? 5 days a week? That seems excessive. Trust me, friends, it is excessive. We can build a successful business if we are focused and we know what we are doing. I'm going to show you how to set up your 10 to 12 hour CEO schedule that will grow a business and also keep you sane and keep you present for your family. It's not perfect because life is never perfect, but it's going to get you on the track to building a business that makes money in very little time. There are really only three types of things you should be doing in your business every single week. Are you ready? Number one, generating leads, finding people to bring into your audience, okay? Grow that audience. Number two, nurturing that audience, make them into friends, gain their trust and connect with them so that they want to eventually buy from you. Number three, sell to them. We're not talking hard sales. We're not talking hard pitching. We're talking about making worthwhile offers and serving the clients that come. Generating leads, growing that audience, nurturing those leads, making them love and trust you, and then selling to those leads. If you are not doing something that lands into each one of these buckets every single week, you are not building a business. You are building a hobby. I hate to say it, but it's actually just a pretend business. Now, I know what you're thinking. How in the world do I have time to do all these things? But we're going to keep it super duper simple to make sure your business is actually moving forward without wasting time. Now, this is what I see all the time when I talk to new coaches or those who are trying to build a business. They find their favorite things, like maybe lead generation is their favorite. They love to get on Instagram every single day and grow their audience there. But they're never actually selling or nurturing those people. Or maybe you love to put out your podcast every week. And that's a really solid nurture step where you're really gaining trust and connection with your audience, but you're not really growing your audience. So the same 100 people are listening to the podcast and you're also not selling to them. Can you tell that a common issue is that we just don't want to sell to people? That tends to be an issue for us women, but it doesn't have to be scary. Okay, so remember, grow that audience, nurture that audience, sell to that audience every single week. Part two is creating a non-negotiable schedule. It's not going to look the same every single week, but I honestly recommend that it look very similar every week so you don't have to reinvent the wheel. So let's break it down. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to decide how many hours we want to put in each one of those sections, each one of those buckets. How many hours are we going to spend generating leads? Well, if we divide it up equally, it will probably be about 3 hours. Same with nurturing, same with selling. And then you're going to want to leave a few hours left over for just those admin tasks. You do have to respond to emails. You do have to organize things and plan your weeks and quarters. And as you get more clients, you're going to have to put more hours into serving those clients and probably less into building the audience. But we'll get to that in a minute. Right now, you just want to break it down as evenly as you can in those three main sections. Now, what do we actually do in each of those sections? I'm going to tell you because sometimes it can be a little bit confusing. You might think, oh, I love to get on Instagram. That's surely nurturing my audience. And sometimes it is. Sometimes it's selling and sometimes it's lead generation. It depends on what you're doing and who you're doing it to, okay? So let's start with lead generation. Here are a few ways to generate leads. Getting in front of other people's audiences. So if you become a podcast guest on someone else's audience, that is prime lead generation strategy right there. You are getting in front of a bunch of strangers and saying, hi, I'm so-and-so. I want you in my world. Come check me out over here on my channel. Come be a part of my email list. Getting in front of other people's audiences. Great way to do that. Bringing guests onto your audience, whether that's a podcast or a blog or a YouTube channel or an Instagram video. When you bring someone else into your world, the same thing happens. You get kind of a crossover of audience, right? Then their people see you, your people see the other person. It's a win-win all around. Really, any sort of collaboration is a win-win in that way. So brainstorm lots and lots of ideas. Start looking at what other people are doing. Oh, an IG live with another influencer. That's a great idea. Or, oh, somebody did a freebie swap. She and another friend swapped freebies on each other's email lists, right? So just brainstorm how you can collaborate with other people. And then of course, social media growth. Everyone instantly thinks of social media when it comes to lead generation. And it can be a very useful strategy, especially if you put money behind paid ads, but it doesn't necessarily have to stop there. Search engine optimization is a great way to do it. What we're talking about there is using keywords to bulk up your content. So if someone's searching for life coach who helps moms lose weight, you're going to be using those keywords in your content so people can find you through Google, YouTube, etc. So any brainstorming that you can do on how to get in front of other people that don't know about you yet, that's lead generation work. All right, so next segment is nurturing your audience. Gaining connection, gaining trust from them. Well, you've already got your audience. And by audience, I mean social media audience, but preferably email subscribers. That is key. You want to be building your email list as quickly and as effectively as possible. How are you nurturing these people? Well, you're going to be sending out weekly emails at least, I hope. You're going to be creating some sort of a content. So maybe podcast, maybe articles or blogs, maybe YouTube videos, some longer form content where these people can come back and get great content from you over and over, get help, get inspiration. Having conversations with people on the phone, on Zoom, via DM, any way you can reach out to your audience and say, how can I help you? I actually love having private conversations with people via email. If someone responds to an email and says, hey, I really like this content, I'll say, thank you so much. What was it about this email that resonated with you? How can I help you more with that? And you're just establishing trust. Again, we're not selling yet. We are just creating connections and friendships so they trust us and come to us for their needs. And then if you choose to have any sort of community, this is a great way to nurture as well. We're talking Facebook groups, circle groups, any sort of technology that can gather your audience together and have them not only talking to you and hearing you, but talking to each other. That can be really powerful as well. So all those are great nurturing ideas. And then finally, that third segment is sales. Don't get freaked out by sales. I know how that happens. Sometimes we're like, oh, I don't want to seem salesy. It does not have to seem salesy. We're just offering our services, okay? Imagine if you followed a coach forever and you loved everything she said and you were so obsessed with her and you really wanted to work with her, but you never actually heard how to work with her. It would be kind of maddening. And you likely would not reach out to try to find out. You would just be like, I guess she's not selling coaching because I never heard anything about it. You likely have those people in your audience right now. You just have to tell them how to buy. That looks like discovery or consult calls, offering over and over and over. Did you know I can help you? I help people one-on-one. Do you want to get on a call with me? Do you want to start a text thread? Do you want to talk to me on the phone, right? Any way you can start that conversation to see how you can help them. Don't forget to follow up. Very likely, most people are not going to buy the first time they hear from you, or the second time, or maybe even the fifth time. So keep following up and just say, hey, I've been thinking about you again. Is there any way I can help you? Is there anything else I can do for you? What is your biggest challenge right now? Genuinely curious and loving and wanting to help them further their progress. And then once you find those people that are a great fit and you would love to work with, don't forget to make offers. Please, please, please don't fall into the trap of having consult calls, discovery calls, these great conversations with people, and then not actually offering anything at the end. I've seen people do this all the time. I've been guilty of it myself, saying, okay, that sounds so great. I'd love to help you. And then nothing. And then say, this is what my program looks like. Or this is how I work with people. I give you one-on-one calls for a month. It costs this much money. What do you think? And trust me, this gets easier. The more you do it, the easier it becomes, the more natural it becomes. And then in this sales section also includes delivering to current clients. Now, I know if you are doing weekly coaching calls with people, you're going to fill this time up really quickly. But hopefully once you get to that point and you get some working capital in your business, you can outsource a lot of the other things like posting to social media, sending out your emails, following up with people, or you can create automations. But in the meantime, dividing up your time fairly evenly between these three segments is a great place to start. And then finally, don't forget those nagging little housekeeping tasks, the CEO type admin stuff. So this looks like planning for your month or your quarter or your year, finances, reviewing those plans, right? After the quarter's over, are you looking at your plans and your calendar and thinking, how did that actually go? Do I need to tweak things in the future? Setting up systems, etc. But beware, keep this time as minimal as possible. This is where it's easy to waste time, which we'll talk about in just one second. Now, as a busy mom, I highly recommend time blocking. I actually have a whole podcast episode about this, about creating really strict boundaries around your time and energy. I'll include that in the description. But blocking your time looks like creating chunks of time to work on just one thing. So instead of trying to run between feeding the kids lunch and writing an email and then doing some laundry and coming back and posting on social, try to block off your time. So you have 2 hours here to just work on nurturing stuff, 3 hours here to just work on sales stuff. Then you can stay focused and get a lot more done. Okay, the next thing we have to talk about is how to say no and avoid wasting time. If you are building a business with 10 to 12 hours a week, you got zero time to waste, my friend, 0, 0, 0. And it's so easy to fall down the rabbit hole of social media or anything else and waste your time, especially when you start to get a little fatigued or a little burned out. Now, remember, there are really only two kinds of work in your business. There is busy work and there is money-making work. You want to be doing all the money-making work and very little busy work. And we have to really stay on top of ourselves. We have to allow ourselves to have that chunk of time where we can highly focus, but also give ourselves breaks because our brain simply cannot focus hour after hour after hour. Give yourself breaks instead of allowing yourself to decompress through mindless scrolling. Make sense? So what does that busy work look like? Well, it looks like organizing your to-do list. Planning is essential, but once it's planned, it should take like 15, 30 minutes. We're done. No more planning, no more reorganizing, no more putting cute little emojis on our to-do list, okay? We just got to get to work. Ask yourself this: does whatever I'm doing lead to more people in my audience, more trust from my audience, or more sales? One of those three things we're supposed to be working on. If not, then stop doing it or hire it out. For example, a few more things you can say no to. Redesigning your website 8,000 times. It does not have to be perfect. Just move on. Creating freebie after freebie after freebie without actually growing an audience to give it to. Or obsessing over the perfect branding or the perfect colors before you actually have clients. None of that actually matters. It's really fun to do. And it can often make you feel like you're being productive, but you're not actually doing money-making activities. B- work is key right here, and perfection is a luxury we cannot afford until we start getting clients. Now, inevitably, as you start to implement some of these tactics, your brain is going to have some cognitive dissonance. You're going to think, I never have enough time to do everything, or I'm behind everyone else. The fact of the matter is, you're probably going to be behind other women who are working on their business 40 hours a week. That's okay though. You've chosen to take this slow and simple because you have kids at home, or because you have a full-time job, or whatever else it is that is limiting your time on your business. You have good reasons. So don't believe you're behind. Don't believe that God can't work through you in the limited amount of time you have. He absolutely can. Just keep moving forward. Another great one to remember is done is better than perfect. I cannot tell you how many times I've published a video or a photo or an email that was not perfect. In fact, I just rewatched one of my videos that was actually really quite popular, and there are not one, but two typos in the text on screen that is impossible to fix at this point. And it doesn't matter. People are still watching. They're still getting benefit from it, and I'm calling it good. That CEO mindset means that we also have to remember to prioritize those money-making activities and make sure you know what your schedule is at the beginning of the week. I was certified as a life coach through the Life Coach School. And one thing that the founder of the Life Coach School talks about all the time is setting aside that first hour, Monday morning or afternoon, whenever you start your work time, as planning time. And it shouldn't take forever. She uses a whole hour, but I don't have that kind of time. So I usually use about 20, 30 minutes to just take a look at all my to-dos, shift them around, make sure that everything is scheduled on the right day, the day that makes the most sense for my personal schedule, and then I get to work. Last few tips to keep you organized, some tools and some systems to make sure that you stay focused. Number one, you're going to need some sort of project management tool. This does not have to be complicated, but it needs to be more than just a to-do list, okay? A couple of examples are Trello. Todoist is the one that I've been using lately and really enjoy, and Asana are all really great, solid product management software that you can keep super duper simple. Don't go out and watch a million YouTube videos and try to make it as complicated as possible. Watch one or two and then just get started. Next tip, batch your content whenever humanly possible. If you are doing podcasts, don't record one, record 3. If you are making videos, record 4 or 5 at a time, as much as you can get done at once so that you don't have to keep coming back, resetting your lighting or your microphone or whatever else. If you're in the writing mood, write 4 emails at a time. It just makes you a lot quicker. Third tip, pick one platform for lead generation and one platform for nurturing. That's right, just one. What does that look like? It looks like Instagram for growing your audience, generating leads, and your email list for nurturing. That's it. You guys, that's how simple it can be. You find people on Instagram, you get them on your email list, you email them, you sell to them. Done. You don't have to be on all the platforms. You don't have to have a podcast and YouTube and emails and everything. Just 2. One to pull them in, one to nurture them. Last tip for keeping things as streamlined and focused as possible is automate everything you can. Anything that is repeatable. So like email sequences, when people come into your email list, make sure that they're getting those welcome emails on a sequence, automated. Appointment booking. I actually have a video all about how to onboard your clients in a totally automated fashion. I will include that link right here. It also includes payments, which is another thing that you can automate. Any systems you can create where the machines are working for you, you got AI working for you, the better. Okay, I know that was a lot. I threw a lot at you, but here's your 3 action tips to keep you on track, okay? Map out your 10 to 12 hour week. Remember that 3-part CEO framework. You're generating leads, you're nurturing your audience, and you are selling to them. And then pre-plan your next week's schedule. Don't let Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday slide by and all of a sudden you're thinking, what was I supposed to be doing this week? Make sure it's ready to go right at the beginning of Monday. And then third action step you can do is identify a few things you can stop right now to stop wasting time. Do you get lost in your inbox sometimes? Do you pick up Instagram to post and then scroll for 30 minutes? How can you stop those time wasters so that you can maximize the small amount of time that you have? Remember, my friend, you do not need more time. You just need more focus, but that comes at a cost. Are you willing to pay it? I believe you are. When you master this, your business will grow and scale no matter what else you've got going on. I hope this was helpful. Please leave a comment if you have any other tips that might help someone in staying focused in very few hours of building a business. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel so you stay updated on all my latest videos.